So, I just had to stop by the road. It is gorgeous here in Thailand, and now that I'm in Phang Nga, we're starting to enter some real jungle. Right now, of course, this is some developed land. Still beautiful, but heading into the jungle. Phuket was a success. We found almost every single species we were looking for, especially the Phuket pit viper, which is a gorgeous snake. And we ended up with 14 snakes by the end of the night, and then when we got back to the accommodation, we got 3 more. That was very productive just for a very short period of herping. So right now, headed up to Khao Sok. This is going to be the second to last destination on this trip. We're really going to gun it for this Red-Headed Krait. Honestly, at this point, any krait would be awesome, but the Red-Headed Krait does live there, so I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna give it a shot. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'm excited for this last opportunity to find the snake. All right. Alright, so I am on my way down to a place called Khao Sok. Khao Sok is one of my favorite places in Thailand, and it is just beautiful. So on the way down, well, on the way up, I was heading up from Phang Nga. On the way up, I just stumbled across this lake. This lake is beautiful, passing by plantations, and yeah, another thing is I used to keep fish back in America. I love fish. I used to make aquariums, and I'm just walking down the steps of this lake. And if you are a fish keeper, let me know if you can recognize these fish. All right, you can leave that in the comments. Yeah, this is crazy. This is just casual Thai lake, but got about an hour left to go. In Khao Sok, the main targets are obviously the big mangrove cat snakes. I love those. I really like bowigas. They're just really interesting snakes, and a lot of them are pretty fun to handle. And then we're on the look for any kind of krait. So fasciatus is going to be a yellow and black, almost triangular shaped krait. And then candidus, which is going to be a little bit more common, that's white and black. And then obviously red-headed krait. That's what we've been looking for this entire trip and have not found. So cross fingers, this is going to be interesting. I really like Khao Sok. Anyways, stay tuned. Hope you're enjoying these videos.
No, dirty vest. No. Dirty vest, isn't it? Oh, dirty vest.
We ended up staying on the Khao Sok River, which is on the outskirts of Khao Sok National Park. Our accommodation was in the middle of a palm oil plantation, and we were hoping to see some more wildlife here, but the unfortunate truth is whenever you have a plantation where you have monocrop agriculture mixed with deforestation, you just remove ecosystems from the environment, and we ended up not seeing anything. Alright, so we're here in Khao Sok. JP got bitten by a tick a few days ago, I think 4 days ago, and he's shown some symptoms of maybe an infection, maybe not, but his arm is sore, he can't even sleep on it. So we found a local hospital here in Khao Sok to see if any of these symptoms are normal, maybe something to worry about, and they said just wait a few more days, see if there's any fever. So everything seems to be good, doesn't seem to be any need for antibiotics, so it's time to go catch some snakes. The part of the story.
Part of the story.
Yeah.
JP got tick bite.
Tick bite fever.
3 ถึง 5 วัน
3 ถึง 5 วันมันจะหายปวดไปเองเจ๊จะไอ้เข็ด
I'm fine. I think it's normal symptoms. I got this beautiful little praying mantis.
Pretty cool little guy. No tick bite fever today.
No tick bite fever. That's good news.
Chú chuột.
I'm happy.
The reason why I like cowslug so much is it looks like Jurassic Park, honestly. Every time I'm here, I look up and I feel like I'm in some kind of movie. I know most people come here for Cowslug Lake, which in and of itself is an entire new world. But during tourist season, I honestly would prefer to avoid that. And while we're here, we're herping. So the goal is to stay in the jungle, and we got some intel on a few sites to hit to look for a couple specific snakes that have been seen recently. Firstly, the Saba pit viper was spotted here, and we got intel on the exact trail where a couple Saba pit vipers have been seen in the past. And second, and probably most importantly, we were given intel on a specific zone where kraits have been seen. I think you can tell by now, after all of these videos of us searching for kraits, that they're not that common. These snakes are actually hard to find. So any intel that we get about krait sightings is good news. Once nightfall hit, we returned to the trails that we scouted out during the day. The trails are quiet, peaceful, full of life, but no snake sightings yet. This trail was so thick with brush that I'm shocked none of us got any more ticks. But we started to see wildlife, the first being this gigantic fuzzy caterpillar. And we also found a sleeping lizard. A few moments later, JP finally found our first snake of the night, and it turned out to be a male Saba pit viper.
Really good spot, yeah.
Nice. Beauty.
The elephants.
That's cool. If you don't mind, I'm going to get shots of this. So we can
Just like the Phuket pit viper, the Saba pit viper doesn't look like the other green pit vipers that you can find in Thailand.
That's a lot better.
This pit viper is endemic to the island of Borneo, which is the third largest island in the world. However, there is a small population of these pit vipers in southern Thailand, so it was really neat to run into one of these rare snakes.
My fish is really good. Just
We also ran into a couple more parachute geckos like the ones we found in Patalong. And this little guy cooperated a little bit better for us so we can get some close-up shots of this really cool tail.
That's so cool. Oh, this is perfect.
Shortly after, we found a red giant flying squirrel, but then we quickly realized we weren't alone. The biggest apex predator in the jungle found us. It was the elephant. At first, it was hard to tell what that noise was. It sounded like maybe a car horn or a motorcycle, but no, they were elephants, and they were closing in. We started hearing them all around us and realized that we needed to get out of there as quick as possible. We eventually made it out of harm's way and found another trail that looked promising. There weren't any guarantees that elephants wouldn't be on this trail, but at least now we knew what they sounded like, so we would have a little bit better notice when they start moving in. After another hour of finding no snakes, we eventually ran into a little bay owl hiding behind a tree.
I've already seen like almost 20. Yeah, I can see quite a few.
There was a small waterfall nearby, surrounded by ponds, streams, and a bunch of leaf litter, and that was going to be our last spot, our last-ditch effort to find this krait. When we got to the waterfall, the habitat turned out to be perfect. There was leaf litter everywhere, there was water on the ground, and the forest looked healthy. We saw a lot of prey, a lot of frogs, fish, shrimp, you name it, and just moments later, I turned around and stumbled on a krait. Now I know what you're thinking. Why doesn't this krait have a red head? I wish I had the answer for that, but I don't. Even though this isn't a red-headed krait, this krait is one of a kind. Thailand has a handful of species of kraits. Most of them are black and white, or black and yellow, or black with a red head, but none of them look like this. The common Malayan krait is Bungarus candidus. We were going off of that identification, and that is a black and white krait. Initially we thought this could be some form of melanistic Malayan krait, and one of our herpetologist friends suggested that, but after we sent him some of these pictures, he realized this wasn't a melanistic krait. We talked to another herpetologist that suggested this was an aberrant Bungarus candidus krait, and we talked to another herpetologist that said this isn't aberrant either, this is likely a new species. Unfortunately, the only way you can really tell if something is a new species is if you collect it as a sample, bring it back, and do some more testing of it, which, unfortunately, we released them. Regardless, I could not be happier with the results of our expedition. We went hunting for a red-headed krait and ended up finding something so much more rare, something one of a kind, that I'll probably never see again. Thanks for joining the adventure. Hopefully this was a lot of fun for you. Hopefully this was informative and you get to see a different side of Thailand. And hopefully you make it out here one day and find some snakes of your own.